a 14-inch wreath base. It's kind of the smallest size I like to work with, but you guys could go smaller if you wanted. Now this is our ivy stem that we're going to use to go ahead and create kind of the base for the entire wreath. And it's so easy to tear. You just take and tear those branches, and then you're just going to trim them off to about 1-inch stems. So I have 2 bushes of the ivy, and we're going to start by, basically in design school we call this shaking hands. That means you're just shaping out the pieces to go forward. You are going to need a little bit of Spanish moss close by, because that's how you're going to cover your glue. I'm a big advocate of covering my mechanics when I'm designing. So we're going to start to work our way around. I'm going to go a zigzag pattern. So we're going to start outside with one of the stems. Okay, and you see how you can see the glue? You're going to want to cover that. And you also, by adding that little bit of tension in there, you help support the stem. That's something I started doing years ago, guys. This is year 26 for me creating, designing, and having my own business. And so once I discovered how easy it was to work with that Spanish moss in there, I loved it, because it made it just so much easier to create like a little secure spot for all of your stems when they're going in the grapevine. So just take and push it in. It's going to cover the glue, but it's going to create some tension. We're going to work our way around. We're going to keep zigzagging. You're just going to go one stem at a time. So we go outside, then we go inside, and work our way around. Okay, and every time you get to that point, you're going to add a little bit of moss in there to create some tension. Here we go, working our way around. And this is going to create just a great foundation for all of the beautiful berries to go on top of. And make sure you're going into the vine. You want to kind of watch your perimeter too. There's a few steps here we're doing at the same time. I want to keep everything kind of consistent on that perimeter. And we'll work our way around. These are some of my favorite wreaths to make, because they're pretty quick and they're satisfying. And you would just be shocked how many of these you can sell, guys. Some of this type of design were my best sellers in my Etsy shop, because they are a neutral piece that can kind of work for every season. And it's really fun that the ivy is trending in something different, so we can play with some different greenery. All right, and once you pick a direction, here we're working clockwise, and you're going to see every stem we're going in is going in clockwise. That is another design principle we teach in design school, and it is about direction and direction changes and transition points, and they're important in your wreath making, because it's going to help you have a consistent look, and it helps you with the lines. When it all comes down to it, the lines create the flow of the design, and they give you that natural, beautiful look. See how pretty? We ended up with 3 pieces in the middle, and we're going to have 1 more on the outside. And if you're not ready just to start putting them in like I am, you guys can stick them in blue merinos. You can stick them in and then come back and glue them. We had 4 of those bushes, and we broke them up into small pieces, and we did the same technique we did on the ivy. So what we're going to do first this time is we're going to work around our perimeter. And with the perimeter, what we want to do is we want to be putting all around the outside the white berries, and then we'll save more kind of to the inside in a moment. So you're going to be dipping these in your glue skillet. If you don't have a glue skillet, that's an electric skillet that's used for cooking. It's kind of a smaller one, and what we've done is we use it for hot glue. And you could do the same thing in your home. Once you use it for hot glue, that's what it's for. You can't go back to cooking in it, but it's a great tool. And you can see I'm not pulling any triggers or having to do repeated movements. I can just put things right in them. So if you are making a lot of wreaths, it's just a really super easy way to do it. So I'm going to start off with putting 3 in each section out here on the outside. If you don't need to cover it with glue, if it goes in nice and tight, then you can put the Spanish moss on. We're gluing each piece in, but you don't have to put the Spanish moss if you don't want to. And these are going to go in the background of our design. So in design school, I'm always going to teach you about the foreground and the background and what's going in the middle zone of the wreath. All of that's important to kind of draw the eye in or out or up or around, depending on the lines we're creating. So right now we're going in the background, and the neat thing is all of the components and pieces we sell on Cleese.com are all great pieces that are wired. They're going to have beautiful, easy to manipulate wires inside each piece that make it so much easier to design. You see how I just brought that ivy up? Like, all of that is just priceless when it comes to making your work quality. You want your work to be quality, not only so your house looks beautiful, but if you decide to sell your pieces, if you want to get in and learn Etsy with us and learn how to market yourself better on all the social media, and come and join us in business coaching and in our design school, these little details matter, okay? Because we can teach you how to market and do all the things, but your product's gotta be at a good caliber so we can hopefully have a great demand for it. And set yourself apart. Even if you're one of our craft show students, we have a lot of students who do craft shows, and the way they set themselves apart is by coming and joining design school and learning designs that are not made with things from the big box stores. So when they set up their booth and their competition is right next to them, they're smoking them because it's not the same look, it's not the same thing. And people want to have beautiful homes, but not everybody wants to look cookie cutter and be exactly the same. So think about that when you're producing your designs. So I'm working out here to the outside. I'm going around right here. I'm working between. I'm trying to put 3 pieces of the berry in between each piece of ivy, the way we have it spaced. If I can, if it looks right. You may get 2 or 3. Either way is fine. You could always also, till you feel comfortable, remember, you can take and just totally lay it out and then come back and glue. Remember, I've got a 26-year head start on you. So I'm going to be able to glue it in right as we're rocking and rolling, okay? Now I'm just turning some of these leaves forward and kind of looking at my spacing. So we did the perimeter. Now I'm ready to come to the inside. And you can see how I'm moving everybody up. They were flat when we started. Now everybody's moving up and they're reaching out and they have this dimension. And you're going to see, you might have already seen on the finished images of this wreath, that's important and it really matters. Now I'm going to put 2 in the middle, they're going to be placed in the middle, but they're going to kind of go to this middle zone, okay? And when I say 2, I'm going to try to put 2 between each piece of greenery. But let's just start with 1, okay? Let's just start with 1 behind each greenery right here, because you got to get to a spot where it can sit in the grapevine too. We're going to just start with 1 in each section. Then I'm going to come back and start to put more than 1, okay? So right now we're kind of working in the middle, and I am going kind of manipulate that grapevine. Get in there with your finger, separate it if you need to, like I needed to get in there. Let's keep working. You notice I just keep spinning the wreath. That's so I can just keep working, going the same direction, not losing my flow. I just spin it around. And I'm making this on a table with you today, but you guys can make this on a wreath stand if you want to make it in front of you. That I always like doing too. Okay, there's 1 piece between every one, but you can already see we're going to need some more in here on this side. So we're going to work our way for another round around. Round and round and round we go. Okay, and lay that ivy right on top of it and just manipulate the leaves. Let's put 1 back here. So get it a little thicker. So this is when you're going to start to try to even it out a little. We've been fairly precise, but not too much. We're still just kind of free forming. So it doesn't look like it's machine made. It looks like it's handmade. Like someone took time. There's some art and design in here when they put it together. Okay, see how I'm working? I really feel like I need a little more ivy over here. And remember, we saved those pieces from earlier. And if you hadn't done that yet, you can go steal some pieces from some of the longer pieces and just make your own little cluster. I'm taking those 3 pieces, we're clustering them together. We're gonna get them with a little glue, and I'm gonna go right in here. And we're gonna put this little bit of ivy right in here. Perfect. And that'll break up those berries a little. Nice, perfect. All right, now we've got about 6 or 8 pieces left, and I want you to work those right in the middle. Now we worked the inside, we worked the outside. Now start going through and get right in the middle. And remember, if you can see the glue, you gotta grab that moss. See, there's a little hole right here. We're gonna go in it. And you don't have to be like precise per se, guys, because you don't mind if some of the grapevine shows. That in this design, it's a natural, fun look. So we're gonna work all the way around until we feel like we've got no big gaping holes. None of our glue is showing. We got this beautiful movement. You see all that? That's gonna move when a little breeze hits the front door. That's so refreshing. And this look can stay on a door really all year long. There's some people who don't do anything seasonal, and this will work great for them. And then for others, they just want something up, you know, right after holidays. They want to be able to switch them out, and this is just a great solution for that. I've got about 3 more pieces. Just kind of going in these little holes. Just keep spinning it around. And the main thing here is, you see, once we chose that clockwise direction, we stayed with it. We did not vary off that, because that would look so confusing with all these wispy pieces. It would look like a wild, you know, wild reeds that haven't really blown with the wind. They've kind of gone all the directions. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is turning out so gorgeous. So gorgeous. I love it. It's so full. That makes it so fun. So we used 4 of these bushes. We have the whole supply list for you on Cleese.com. You can ask for it here or text us at 832-734-5201. You just want to text us the word list, and it'll shoot you all the most recent supply lists. If there's any on there that are password protected, that's because that's for design school students who have, whenever I put out something new, they get first access to the supplies. So if you see that, just know that's for design school. And the others are available for those who aren't students to just jump in and give it a try. Look how gorgeous. This is a gorgeous, trending, like classic look that's never going to go out of style. I'll see you next time, Blue Merinos.